We are surrounded by it, influenced by it, distracted by it, and negatively affected by it.
Apple shares hit a new high yesterday.
Are they contributing to what a Facebook whistleblower this week called a toxic environment for teens?
Yeah, 6 hours. Snapchat's the most used. I did not expect that.
8 hours. Oh, 9 hours. 9 hours per day.
Like 6 hours.
Spend 9 hours on my phone.
It's 8 hours and 20 minutes.
Tech is everywhere. It's in everything. It is everything. Whether you realize it or not, tech pretty much controls your entire life. Whether it is an algorithm slowly adjusting your way of thinking, or a stupid YouTuber telling you the way to think about money. Tech is affecting us everywhere, and it's not just on an emotional level, it's also on a financial level. I'm not saying that technology is inherently bad. Lots of great ideas have been created because of technology. None of them are on Twitter or Facebook or Instagram. It's not inherently bad. I'm sure there are plenty of people alive today because of the internet, because of technology, whether it be saving a child's life, saving a mother's life, whatever it may be. Technology helps us all. But the overuse of technology and the financial burden that it can cause is my gripe with technology and why I think everybody should become financial minimalists. I think it's time for you to delete social media. I'm just gonna come right out and say it. I hate social media. Social media is literally the cesspool of bad ideas and bad everything. Nothing good has ever happened because of Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook. Delete Twitter, delete Instagram, and delete Facebook. You'll thank me later. Or do what I do with Facebook, because I still like to use Marketplace to buy things and flip them. I unfollowed literally every single one of my friends, so my Facebook feed has nothing on it, not one thing on it. And I think that that is a much more powerful tool because I like Facebook Marketplace, but I still feel like I'm in control of what I see on social media. It's not some random people in Silicon Valley controlling my thoughts.
Manipulated by algorithms that are watching everything you do constantly and then sending you changes in your media feed and your diet that are calculated to adjust you slightly to the liking of some unseen advertiser.
Social media not only harms you on an emotional level, but definitely on a financial level too. The amount of ads you see every single day that you're just penetrated by. That sounded really weird. I didn't mean it like that. That your head is penetrated by because you see all these ads. Please don't demonetize me, YouTube. So it's more than just an emotional burden. It's definitely a financial burden too. And the technology you're using to view these things costs lots of money. iPhones cost well over $1,000. MacBooks cost $1,000. TVs, monitors, all these things cost thousands of dollars every single year. Electricity costs money. All this stuff not only is creating an emotional mess, but also a physical mess because a lot of people using social media start hunching over, having back problems, gaining weight, not happy with the way they look because they see guys that are juiced up on testosterone or women who've had some alterations done on Instagram. This not only creates bad habits on a physical standpoint, but also really bad financial habits. And I think that it's time to just delete Instagram, delete Twitter, and delete Facebook. You'll thank me. It's ironic to me that people are willing to spend well over $1,000 on a device like this that not only causes them tons of anguish, but also causes them to not live in the real world. Technology like this phone ruins lives. It's ruined my life for a period of time. When I was younger and in college, this thing literally dictated everything that I do. This looks like a thumbnail. This thing literally dictated everything that I did, whether it was hang out with friends, watch YouTube, whatever it is, hang out on social media, talk about this, talk about that. It was never productive and it was always bad for me. When I'm the most productive, my time on my phone is significantly reduced. And I think that there's something to be said about that. Over the last couple of days, I took some time off work and all I did was I worked in the yard. I shoveled things, my back hurts, I got blisters, but it was the most rewarding work ever. And I realized that you can't get that feeling on a phone. These videos give me a similar feeling to where I feel like I've done something. I haven't had social media in forever, but I remember the feeling of just scrolling for an hour and then being like, it's 6:30 already? It was just 5:28. And I remember that feeling, and that is the most empty feeling in the world because your life is just passing you by, and each minute is very precious. I mean, you have lots of minutes, but you don't want to look back at your life and be like, well, I'm really glad I spent 8 hours a day in front of my phone. So you're spending thousands of dollars on devices that can ruin your life. And I just don't get it. Why get the latest and greatest if it's just gonna make you unhappy? I got some numbers here, and I always like doing this because I think it's fun for me because I like seeing the way math works, and this really makes things a lot easier in my head to understand. So I have these things typed into Dave Ramsey's investment calculator. I'll leave the link down below so you can mess around with this. I'm 26 right now. If I retire at age 67 and I have $0 invested now, which I obviously don't, but let's say I was just supplying phones for my wife, myself, and 2 kids that I don't have. That would cost me roughly $160 a month. This doesn't include the phone plan. This doesn't include the computer that I'm paying for with payment plans or the TV. This is literally just $160 a month that I could be spending on phones, or I could just buy a cheap $150 phone off Facebook Marketplace or whatever you decide to do. And this is me investing it each month for 41 years at a 7% annual return. And at the end of that, that's $452,000. That's simply just a phone plan. If you were to add in, let's say, another $100 for a TV, that would bring your total up to $735. And then finally, if you were to add on an additional $100 for any type of computer that you're paying for with a payment plan, this is $360 a month. This is around the average car payment. You would have $1 million at age 67, and that's at a 7% return, which is around the average over the lifetime of the stock market. The last 30 years, it's been about 10 to 12%. But that would be $1 million. And let's say none of it grew, it would still be almost 200 grand. So that's what these phones are costing you. That's what these computers are costing you. It's way more than just, oh, it's just $100 a month. It's way more than just $50 extra each month. It's potentially people's retirement. And we buy all these expensive items for what? For an app like Instagram that makes 13.5% of teenage girls think about suicide. Do you really think these apps are doing anybody any good? Nobody leaves Instagram going, man, that was a great half hour I spent on Instagram, or an hour I spent on Instagram. I feel really good about myself. No, you always feel leaving like crap. Delete the app. Maybe downgrade your phone. I've done it in the past. I'm thinking about doing that again. I know I get caught sometimes in using my phone too much. I'm thinking about downgrading. I bought an iPhone 4. It didn't have a SIM card because I'm an idiot, but I'm going to buy another one, so stay tuned for that video. But I think that's what you should do instead. Go out, spend time with family, spend time with friends. Don't photograph every single moment. I love taking videos, so don't be afraid to take videos of stuff, but don't use your phone for anything other than videos or to take a call. Because at the end of the day, every minute that you spend on your phone when your mom's next to you or your dad's next to you, your grandparents are next to you, is one more minute that you're gonna wish you had when they're on their deathbed dying. That sounds really morbid, but that's true. So buy some land, save some money, work with your hands, spend time with friends and family, and get off the social media cesspool. And trust me, trying to have the latest and greatest phone, you're always gonna lose that game. You're gonna drop it one day, somebody's gonna have the nicer one. There's always gonna be one that's better that's been released. Just buy what you can afford, buy used if you want, and just make sure that you're making the right financial decision for you, because at the end of the day, tech minimalism, I think, is the way to go. Spend less time on your tech products and spend more time with friends and family, and spend less money on them, and don't harm your future so much. Thank you for watching the video. I'm Scott. This has been a video, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.